He's an actor, dubbing artist, mimicry artist, dancer, and a cleft warrior. Today we have a very special guest with us, Ashwin Kkumar. He'll be talking about his journey as a cleft warrior. Hello Ashwin, welcome to Indulge podcast.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you here. How is life treating you?
Fantastic. Couldn't be better.
Okay, so it's been almost 8 years into films, right? So you had said in an interview that you were first conscious to face the camera, correct? And from there to become an actor. How has the journey been?
Basically, I started off with short films.
Short films, okay.
By myself first, to be warmed up, to know how to have a clarity of, where do I stand as an actor, because they say junoon, that and the very, and the, that kind of the raw energy of a performer was there. But to channelize that and to bring it into a particular shape, to groom that, to get it polished, that takes quite a while.
Yeah.
To feel the presence of yourself in front of the lens, and there is a camera language. Like
right.
How you have theatre, you have a language that's loud like that. You have a camera language. Cinema is a completely different game. So I sort of got a clarity first that I want to be an actor only during my, the finishing of my 10th, grade 11, 12 is when slowly I sort of, I realized that I can be a performer. I want to be an actor. I want
right.
to be one. First, you need to aspire something in life. You need to have a dream at least, before you even know what to do with it.
Correct.
So that spark was like in the end of 10th and 11th and 12th and all that. And then by the 12th, I was very aware that, I'd like to be this, this personality. I want to be an actor and all that. And I was this big Kamal sir fan, and also a big fan of many Bollywood actors and all that. That is what groomed me throughout my school life. And it was, I was raised in Dubai, and, there's a huge Bollywood influence in Dubai. Apart from, Tamil films, and obviously my mother tongue is Tamil, and being from a very middle class Tamil background, I was very influenced by Bollywood over there. And then Dubai, I need to thank my father, for giving me a life in Dubai. That it's the Dubai life that got me into this mixed, multilinguistic sort of a culture. You have to be interacting with every nationality possible there. So that brings that, the urge to learn a language and to mix with the crowd and all. So, because of my dad's business, I was also having the chance to even mix with an international crowd, and, a person from Denmark or Germany or China, or whoever it is, an American. So I was having this multi-exposure. So because of that, I had developed a lot of things inside me, but I didn't know how to channelize it. Nothing was channelized. It was
right.
all in me. So when it's all raw, nothing can get you anywhere, in spite of having all this raw talent and all of this, unless you channelize them and to be aware of them.
Right.
And to have a self-discovery. And on top of all of this, we have a challenge.
Right.
Where I was born with a bilateral cleft lip and a cleft palate. And I was, all that I remember during my growing up stages, vacations were nothing but surgeries and medical appointments and all of this. So basically, when it comes to extracurricular activities, I was not academically, a shining, I would say just an average student. I was a slow learner. And that was again, a burden for me to come out of that and to try anything else as well. Like all my friends sometimes would go for a singing class or a karate class or whatever, roller skating class, anything for that matter. And for me, even just faring and passing in exams were like a big, huge task for me. So to be cut off from there, and to also get cut off from all the adventurous activities that probably a child would go through in his growing stages, was also cut off, playing cricket or going for a karate, like I said, or anything for that matter. Nothing was a normal. Normalcy was completely different for me, completely kept secure, so that there is not even a chance of, any physical disturbance that can happen, a damage, injury, or whatever it is. It cannot be even thought of even closer to that. So for having, and this all comes from, the insecurity and the anxiety for parents to safeguard their children and to secure them and to somehow, pass through this journey. And this journey is more unaware for us as children, and for them is much more beyond what we can imagine as
Right,
what parents
yeah.
go through. The anxiety that they have, the insecurities that they have, the complex that they have, every single aspect to be in a society, to feel normal, at the same time to be battling the challenges out, is a big role that they play in your life. So, to be able to understand all of this, to comprehend this, and to also make sure that you also feel normal. So my
Right.
parents have played huge role into making me feel normal, giving me the best of medical treatment possible, and thanks to my father again. I think, today if I'm standing here as a keynote speaker in CleftCon India, and I was very touched, and I felt shaken when I had a standing ovation after my speech, that I seriously don't know if even this achievement uh, um, um, is of any credit to me, because my parents are the heroes.
Right.
If not for them and not for the doctors, the skilled surgeons, where would I be today? Forget about my confidence. Forget about my confidence comes from where? That I'm also evolving physically, and I'm also evolving inside me as a person or as an artist. First, as a person, to be able to be confident enough to face the society and to be there and to make sure I excel and be aware of my strengths.
Right.
All this has a particular journey which I cannot articulate into words. It's just too much. It's a world in itself.
It's overwhelming.
So, yeah, it's very overwhelming. At the same time, it's too much to say, in a short span of time. So the thing is, my realization as an actor comes from ever since school times, like where I used to imitate the teachers, and always say, I always observed how they spoke or how they taught, and not what they taught.
Oh, okay.
So I missed on my lessons, but I never missed on even the slightest of body language and mannerism and the voice tone and the modulation and everything of what the lady or the man, my teachers or my professors, had. So that was probably the spark
Okay.
that sort of ignited this actor inside me, to be able to observe and imitate and reproduce the exact way. Like, I don't read books. I somehow have not had an inclination towards book. But people have asked me, do you read a lot of books? You speak a lot like a philosopher. It's all through life.
Like, yeah.
It's like, when you see Slumdog Millionaire, and it's his life experiences that solves every question that he, goes through the game. Everything has an experience for him.
Yeah, true, yeah.
It's exactly the same. I could relate to Slumdog Millionaire as a film of what the character goes through, played by Dev Patel. Whatever happens over there, that's exactly what has pushed me so far. It's like Drishyam, everything is learned from films,
Yeah.
for the Joseph Kutty's character. Just like that. It's cinema and life that has taught me everything possible. So that is what has inspired me. That is what has educated me. I wonder, with all due respect to the education system or the teachers and everything, it's far more than academics what has taught me in life.
Right. So how was your school days like?
I was blessed with very good friends. I think after my parents, I should only give all this credit of, they say, after a particular stage, you step out of the shadow of your parents.
Correct,
After
yeah.
a particular age, you're most of the time outside your house than in your house. The time you spend outside your house is with your company, is with your friends, your acquaintances, or whoever it is. So your friends at different phases actually bring you up.
Right.
So apart from your parents, it's also your friends who bring you up, who groom you, who influence you. And I must only thank my stars to have given me wonderful friends who've always supported me, who've never seen me different from them. And right from school times to, neighbors, to my childhood friends in my area in Chennai, or even in Dubai, or even till my college friends, they have played a major vital role in grooming me, I must say.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, if you have to be helped, first you should be willing to get help. You should be receptive.
True.
You should, on the receiving end, should be completely widely open to accept any criticism and life is not always going to be praising you.
Correct,
Life
yeah.
is more of criticism. Like they say, சிலைய உருவாக்கணும்னா நல்லா அடிச்சு செதறினா
Yeah.
அது வந்து ஒரு
Yeah.
you have to be beaten and sculpted to become a wonderful looking statue someday. So they taught me and they stood by when I was criticized. So that is a very big amount of self-boost that I got from them. If not for them, I wouldn't have been here. Apart from my parents who've gone through a mountain amount of challenges for them. Apart from that, my friends.
Right.
I
That's nice to
give
hear.
them the credit.
So you had 12 surgeries, right?
Yes.
So when did all that start? At what age?
Mostly done till when I turned 18 and my first year of college was over is when I had my last surgery. So it was throughout my school life.
Okay.
Ever since I was 3 months, my first surgery, my first
Oh.
procedure, yeah.
3 months, okay.
Yeah. And then the 6 months, and then periodically, and then the doctors had a Dr. R. Venkataswamy who initiated my surgical procedures,
Okay.
and then taken over by Dr. Dobli Ramesh, late Dr. Dobli Ramesh. Ramesh, and I do not like to even mention him as late because he passed away in 2017 physically, but he's always with me. He's been a huge part of my growth as physically, to transform me to be the person I am today. He has had a huge part to play in. So he is the person who has planned every procedure, and they know the growth of tissues, how it would evolve with the procedure that they're doing this year, how would it be in the next 2 years or the next year, and what is the next minor thing that they would be suggesting and prescribing my parents. It was all due credit to him, to both of them. So it was 12 years, I think. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that you had a great support system. But I'm sure there would have been days when you were also pretty down. And how would you motivate yourself in such conditions?
Cinema. My
Okay.
drive to be an actor, to be a better actor, to be known as one of the finest actors Indian cinemas ever had, is something that I always had as a yardstick. And Kamal sir has been a very big drive for me. Through my years, when I've had a complex, I was a very self-obsessed person when I touched 18.
Okay.
I used to be working always by my looks. I used to work on my speech. I used to work on. I've never gone through any therapies. I've never
Okay.
gone through any speech therapy. And in fact, when I was talking to one of the speech therapists here, and he was like, it is so amazing to see a person who's self-taught himself and who's gone through a therapy in the most raw form possible.
Right.
Because my hunger was always to be able to speak better. So my miming capacity to observe and to reproduce and to be able to cultivate a speech that I see somebody talks really well, whether it's Morgan Freeman or Kamal sir, or I used to have such yardsticks that I should be able to talk like them. So whether it is about attempting mimicry and through obviously good procedures that has constructed my palate so well, without a palate, from
Okay.
a cleft palate to be having a well constructed palate today, that has a major vital role for me physically as an acoustic, because I see myself as an acoustic instrument. Every instrument has an acoustic,
Right.
like a violin or a guitar, whatever, it has its own shape, features through which the sound and the air is passed through.
Correct,
That
yeah.
is how I see myself. I see myself as an instrument. So for that acoustic to be built to its finest, that is something that has helped majorly. That and my urge to learn,
Okay.
my urge to observe more and reproduce. Both of them have their equal parts to play for whatever
Okay.
I have a passion for. You can have a passion, but what if you don't have
Right.
the instrument to play with?
Yes, yes.
So
Okay. And you've channelized that into mimicry as well.
yeah, so that has been there since my childhood, but that got channelized and I was able to groom it better into becoming a professional artist today.
So when you pick characters in movies, are you also conscious when you choose roles because you have gone through something like this?
No, no, not so far. In fact, you won't believe. I think since I'm very blessed again, which is not my credit, but I'm so thankful and grateful that I have a good facial growth, facial hair growth. Captain Miller was like the first big move I took to go clean shave for the role.
Okay. Okay.
And I felt I completed the circle somewhere because this was like my biggest ever project that I've done. It's a pan-Indian film with an international star who is Dhanush sir, and to be a part of such a project, and it was a period drama where I'm a British Indian Jawan, and I thought I should go clean shave for this. I could have kept a thin mustache, or I could have covered this somehow, but I thought this is who I am. And this is something that will make a million more children who are born like me to be more confident to actually face the world and to make sure that this is nothing lesser than normal.
Okay.
So I went out there, clean shave, and I had definitely mixed feelings. I'm a human as well, so till this very second, I definitely have complexes. I definitely have certain things that hinders my confidence. But on the other hand, there is this guy who's just mad about being this well-groomed personality and to be an actor who is celebrated. There's this personality as well inside me who keeps driving, and it's just a parallel track that supersedes the other person, the personality inside me, who still that child who's
right.
lacking that self-confidence, and this person inside me who makes me face the mirror first, even before I face the camera or anybody else, to say like, look at you, man. In fact, when I did my last surgery, I haven't done any surgeries to beautify myself or to develop a little more of a better lip, a better structure or anything for that matter. I was told by my doctor, Dr. W. Ramesh, what else do you need? Why do you want to put the knife anymore? You're done. You're done with all this surgeries and all that. Enough. Don't do anything else.
Okay.
I never understood it then. Like in Tamil, we say kolar. That at that time you just want to be looking better. You're going to face the camera. You want to be an actor, but how? You're going to have a lighting. You're going to have close-up, and you're going to show your scars, and it's going to be a little, awkward for me. I felt used to feel very delicate and all of that. Mind you, till today I still have that complex. For a lot of things. There are a lot of things that an actor like me or a man like me who has to go through to beat all of this, and you have yardsticks of different actors in your head that
Correct,
you want to be like certain people, but none of them are cleft, so they don't have such problems. So how are you going to be like them? But I feel there is a path that is already paved, and there's a place for me there in the industry to make sure that I can be nothing less than them. So it's always, there is this small conflict that happens inside, but at the end of the day, the better part always wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And what did you feel when you took off your mustache and you finally decided to show your face to the camera, to the world?
A very mixed feeling. A very mixed feeling. Even now, I don't really know. But at one point of time, there's this proud feeling that you have about yourself.
Yeah.
That is not just a scar. That is a story.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is almost like a quarter lifetime that says about how far he's come.
Yeah.
To be, playing that key role in this film, and to be present there, and to very much, it says a point, or it's a statement to say that it is possible.
Right. Yeah.
So that is something that always covers all the other complexes and other insecurities that I have about myself.
Right. Were you apprehensive when you faced the camera for the very first time as well?
No, actually, because this is always this drive that I'm so into the character that all of this just goes off. Yeah.
So this didn't bother you?
It doesn't bother me at all. No, never bothered me. If it actually bothered me, probably I would have still taken a lot of time to come so far. But it's never ever bothered me. And in fact, even in my family, it's a big surprise, even till today, that I've come to being this personality, a public personality, and we used to be clueless of, they used to ask me, when Alperita Peswana, will he be able to face the society, will he be able to talk? And my father had a business, so I thought, I was just going to take over my business, my father's business, and just be there, all by myself. So that is secured. My family life or my whatever it is will be taken care of, and I will be like, having a. But none of us knew that I was going to take a career into cinema and to be as public as possible.
Yeah.
This is like the extreme of it.
Yeah, facing the entire world.
Yeah, entire world. And you never know. Life is very random, Your thoughts are on one side, the plans that are already meant for you on the other side. But how you drive yourself in every chapter, you may be having chapters that are already written for you, but how you cross every page is all up to you. So your intentions and your thought and what goals that you have, how do you see yourself, is something that manifests into your next day, in your next week, your next month, your next year. Everything has, even the smallest of steps matter a lot to what you evolve into.
So do you look at playing a hero someday? Would you be playing the lead someday?
I mean, I've already played lead once in Malayalam. It's called Charminar. And I actually take advantage of also my facial features, actually. Like, probably it saves a lot of makeup from the crew itself. When I have something very natural in me, I use it not in a very negative or a disadvantageous way, but who doesn't go through battles? So when you have a face which has scars on them, I think that is also very much defining the term warrior. I'm a cleft warrior.
Warrior, yeah.
So this says that I'm a warrior, I have scars. Which warrior doesn't have a scar, So there is no way that, obviously I would never like to throw a wrong light over this. But when it has to serve a story, a purpose, like maybe a person who's gone through an accident and he's come back and he's back there again getting his revenge, or he's back there battling it out. I mean, that's a, very, very, positive feeling. It's a, like I said, it just shows another sign of a warrior.
Yeah, true.
So, it has never hindered me.
Yeah. So you being a cleft warrior, what do you have to say for children of today who are facing the same issue?
It is going to be a big challenge. Let me be very honest. You're going to face a lot of complex issues. Inferiority complex is going to be there. You're going to face, a lot of comments from the society, from your peers sometimes, and most of them is because of they are unaware of what this is.
Right. Yeah.
So, we face a lot of challenges today because of ignorance.
Right.
But for yourself, I think sometimes ignorance is bliss. When you're too aware of certain things, it gives you a lot of anxiety and insecurity. But when you're unaware, you don't feel that pain. You don't take it personally. So being unaware as a person going through it is very very much on an advantageous aspect. Because when you're unaware, there are friends of mine, seniors of mine in school, when I was in kindergarten or when I was in first grade or second grade, where I used to have a speech problem, I used to have an eating problem, to swallow, to gulp down something, to be able to talk properly. My date of birth used to be said as 21/6/1987 is how I used to talk. But it's the brilliance of the skills of doctors, like I said, Dr. R. Venkateswamy and Dr. Dobli Ramesh, who literally have skillfully structured my internal foundation so much that today I'm able to have a normal structure of another normal child born with absolutely a fully formed face or a bonal structure. So to possess that, I am thankful to them first. At the end of the day, the journey was very painful. So you're going to go through a lot of pain. You're going to go through a lot of challenges. You're going to go through a lot of inferiority complexes. Your personality development will be hindered with a lot of these things. But just go with the flow. no pain, no gain. If you're going to go through surgeries, if you're going to be said that certain surgeries will only get you there, you will have people, you will have the support system to get you, wherever you're supposed to be, wherever you're supposed to, whatever is needed to have a normal life, to lead a normal life internally. If I say internally in terms of speech, eating, all the basics of whatever you need to go through, please go through it. Don't shy away from going through a surgery, and don't shy away from admitting that yes, I was born with this. It is just like any other child is born with anything else.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we are all dust of this universe. An insect, a tree, another animal, whatever it is, we are all the same.
Correct.
So you're unique. You're just unique. So embrace this uniqueness. And embracing this is going to take a long time.
Right, yeah.
And let me tell you something, no matter how much ever I inspire you, no matter how much ever I tell them words of motivation or whatever it is, at the end of the day, they are going to go through their own path of self-discovery, of embracing that pain, and to go past that, and to look beyond this physicality. So learn, observe, learn and unlearn. This is something that is only going to get them past all of this pain and physicality and this inferiority complex. You have to look beyond it, learn.
Okay. But today, do you think that we as a society are more sensitive towards issues like this?
So at the end of the day, let me tell you, your intentions are going to take you to the right places.
Okay.
If you are intending to be into the betterment of yourself, I think, frankly, this law of attraction does have a huge role to play in it. I unawareingly, without my knowledge, used to attract the happy things.
Right.
Like to become something, to learn more, to get to understand things a little better. I used to do this without my knowledge.
Okay.
But today when I learned, like I was introduced to manifestation, this word and this law of attraction, all these fundas and everything, very, very recently, last 7 years or 8 years.
Okay.
But so far, who has taught me that? Neither did I learn so much, nor did I have social media, during the 90s or whatever it is. But it's just this craving for learning more inside me that wanted me to get into, become a better personality. I wanted to become a better personality.
Right.
I wanted to develop my personality so much that this learning is what helped me. So, to all the children who are born with this, there are fantastic days waiting for you in future. Fantastic meaning, I'm telling you, all this that you are going through right now is going to be like, You're going to just show it off like this. Like it's just like, there's nowhere even close to the things that you're going to see in life.
Right.
The things that you're going to benefit from this wonderful thing called life. You are here for a purpose. You will fulfill that. And always look into, working on yourself. It's a wonderful journey. Work on yourself. This self-discovery is like a big trip. Go through that trip. It's a fantastic trip.
Right. So how did you work on yourself other than law of attraction, which you unknowingly did? How else did you work on yourself
Like
to
I
boost
said,
your confidence?
Cinema
yeah.
was everything for me. Cinema was everything. Cinema was life for me. It's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
It's like, what happens in life is shown in cinema, or what happens in cinema is exactly like aped in life, mimed in life. You really don't know. It's sometimes like they say, life is more fictional than even cinema. Yes, cinema is man-made. But what this universe directs is so, so random, so amazing, so surprising. It has everything in it. And slowly what happens is I stopped being judgmental.
Okay.
When you stop being judgmental of what is good and bad, you just go with the flow and you just understand, do anything as far as it makes you happy and does not cost another person's peace of mind, not another person's life or peace of mind, whatever it is, not at the cost of anybody else. But if it can benefit, something can benefit you, please go through it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I've always looked into benefiting something from whatever I go through. So if I'm going through something very challenging in life, I still take a second or take a minute to be like, okay, what is my takeaway from this?
Right.
I'm here for a purpose. This particular challenging situation, which I feel like, oh, I want to get done with this. There is a reason why I'm going through this.
Right, yeah.
And that is why I say I learn more from life than I've learned from books.
Yeah.
There is a takeaway that I learned from this. I'm an author myself of my own book. I'm able to experience this life, take it in, and you're able to actually just take a minute and see, oh, so this. Universe repeats certain incidences for you. Incidents in the sense like, you know, I've been here before, but probably 3 years ago, or probably even the last year I was facing a similar challenge or facing a similar crisis. What did I do then? What am I supposed to do now? Or how more well can I tackle this? So what was my takeaway from there? How did I go past there? So if I have gone past something, then there is a takeaway from that. So what is that I've learned from it? So can I apply this over here? Is this working? All this is my self-discovery.
Right.
So I have evolved into understanding what I should be doing. Before it was subconscious, now it is conscious.
Conscious, yeah. Great. So on a parting note, so what's happening after Captain Miller?
Well, I'm doing I've actually just wrapped up my first Hindi direct project. It is for Yash Raj Films. And this is again a manifestation because Mr. Aditya Chopra, who is the boss of Yash Raj Films, is a cleft warrior himself. And me playing an important part in a web series that is produced by Yash Raj is all a manifestation again. I used to get inspired, wow, Aditya Chopra, the Aditya Chopra is cleft. He's a cleft child. He's a cleft born child. I'm like, wow. So all these things are where I get my inspiration from. So that is one thing that has happened. It's tentatively named Akka. It has got the very talented Kirti Suresh in the lead. It's got another very, very talented and one of my favorite actresses, Radhika Apteji, also playing the lead. So I play a very interesting role in it. So I've just wrapped that up, and I'm playing another very major role in a series called Gangs. It's by Amazon Prime. It's an Amazon original. I've done that, and then I have 2 more films which are yet to start. One is going to, wrap up, and so I have a lot of them in the pipeline.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you have your kitty full then.
Yeah, Malayalam, I've done a web series called 1000 Plus Babies, which is my third project with Mr. Rahman again. After
Okay.
Durungal Pannare, then Ranam, and then now it's called 1000 Plus Babies. Again, a fantastic role thanks to director Najim Koya, who gave me an opportunity to do something which I've always wanted to do. So that is again a very interesting role. So yeah, all of them are yet to come out, yet to release, still in the post-production, and 2 more in the pipeline that I'm going to start yet.
So how do you look at your journey ahead? It seems quite busy.
Yes, I should thank all those producers and directors and my friends. I have a lot of technician friends who always I like to, because I have always like I said, to add more points into how I've developed my personality, or in terms of cinema, how I've developed or evolved. I've always liked to be a technician. So the short films I've taken are all by me, because
Right.
I didn't have contacts or network myself to go to people and say I can act. Who do I go to and say? And that too in Dubai, it's a very small circle. So to come into such a big industry over here and all by myself, without a godfather or a reference or anything of that sort, no recommendations, all by myself here, 2 of my short films is what got me into the industry that
Right.
I had taken. So I cannot be very proud for the fact that I made my own, created my own opportunity through my short films is how I got into the industry here. No, because it's also a joint effort of the other friends of mine who jointly took an effort to make me. It was all a 2-man army, 3-man army.
Right.
I used to edit myself. We used to change places. He used to act. I used to take the handle the camera. We used to direct it. I used to make music. I used to play the keyboard, make the RR myself for my films. So all of this was all self-made. But one project got me Durungal Padnaru, and another project with another friend got me Jacob and Sorgarajam, where I played one scene, and then I happened to get into a bigger role when the floods happened here, and Gautam Menon sir was supposed to play the role, and I landed up playing that role when he couldn't travel. So all this is like, they really may be not having a formula. They may not be able to, black and white, I cannot tell you. But all this comes from efforts.
Right.
So you take the effort, you have a dream, you take the effort, and somewhere you cross lines, and you find that meeting point of where your efforts and your dreams meets one step towards your ultimate. So.
Given the choice between Malayalam and Tamil cinema, which one would you choose?
Indian cinema.
Indian cinema.
World cinema.
Right. So thank you. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much.